YouTube took down a video that I just posted about Ashton Kutcher. The reason why they took it down is because there was a video that I added to this that showed Demi Moore kissing a 12-year-old boy. They even emailed me saying that they considered it predatory, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. I think we should arrest Demi Moore because she's a child predator. So even YouTube agrees to that being child predatory, but no one is doing anything about it. So very interesting, right? Anyways, I'm going to re-upload the video, but now I'm going to be blurring that part out. You can find the original video on YouTube. That's where I found it. So anyways, I'm just going to re-upload it with that blurred out. The best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves. This was a quote from Vladimir Lenin. He was a Russian revolutionary during the early 1900s, and he led the government of the Soviet Union during that time. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a controlled opposition is a tactic used in war, and it's being used today. So in the simplest of terms, a controlled opposition is when someone publicly says they are against something, a movement or an establishment or something like that, but in reality, they are secretly serving that movement or establishment. So that is happening usually in politics and war, but it is actually happening right in front of our eyes. And today I'm going to be talking about Ashton Kutcher. I've been seeing a lot of praise towards Ashton Kutcher about the human trafficking issue and that he's been a hero and he's been doing so much to stop it and just all these things and a lot of praise about him. And I don't fall for it. I believe that he is a controlled opposition. I'm not saying that, oh yeah, he's a pedophile. I don't have proof for that, but there's a lot of circumstantial evidence about the guy that he is definitely, a controlled opposition. He is working against something but secretly serving it. So that is why I'm making this video, and I'm just going to be putting some clips and reasons why I think so. So not only is Ashton Kutcher a Freemason, he's also part of the Kabbalah. Him and Mila Kunis had a Kabbalah blessing for their baby when she was first born. Even Demi Moore, who's also part of the Kabbalah religion, showed up to the ceremony and gave them presents because she has been part of the Kabbalah for a long time. Same with Ashton Kutcher. They all are a part of Kabbalah, like Roseanne Barr, you have Madonna, Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Demi Moore, and there's a lot more people who are part of the Kabbalah, and they openly talk about it. So it's just so funny to me that, he's a Freemason, he's part of the Kabbalah, and the Kabbalah is a Jewish religion where they believe in mysticism and magic, and they believe connecting to a deity and having your inner power strengthened by this deity and being your own God. That's literally what they believe in. So that's what he's part of, which is what the Freemasons believe in, and do what thou will, do what you want, you're your own person, you're your own God. So that's something that is constantly being pushed by Hollywood. So you have all these influencers who show you exactly who they are. They wear their red bracelets around saying, look, I'm in the Kabbalah. You have Tom Cruise like, look, I'm in Scientology. You have all these people saying, oh, do yoga, do this, so you could be your own God, so you can unlock all this power inside of yourself, and all the power you want is within you. Unlock all this wisdom. But in reality, what they're doing is you're worshiping one God, and that is Satan, and that is not my God. It shouldn't be your God. He shouldn't be worshipped. So, all these people, they essentially worship the same thing. So there's this video that got surfaced a while back of Demi Moore kissing a 12-year-old boy. Demi Moore is Ashton Kutcher's ex-wife, so that's just really concerning to me. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and you guys can make your own judgment from there.
Okay, one more time. Why do you think everybody's come out? I don't know. Maybe just because I love them all and I hope they all love me.
We do love him.
And I love them.
If you think it's for the publicity, you're out of your mind.
Absolutely, because he's one of my most favorite people ever. He's one of my most favorite people.
How long have you known for?
For about 3 weeks. And he's been terrific.
You know, she's the Greatest.
So she's practically making out with this little 12-year-old boy. She's saying it's her favorite person ever. She's saying he's terrific. And then she mentioned she only known him for 3 weeks, which is so bizarre, so disgusting, so unsettling. And I can't stand these celebrities. You know, they're absolutely disgusting. And who would let their kid around that creep? Beyond the fact that Demi Moore has an issue with dating anyone her own age, she maxed on 12-year-old boys. You know, there's a dead man found in her pool. And now Demi Moore is dating a woman. Okay. There's obviously an issue there. But beyond all that mess, I want to show you guys a video of Ashton Kutcher in front of Congress trying to get money for his neural net technology that you don't know what it does because he literally won't tell you. But I want to show you this video because there's a lot of stuff in this video that I was like, wait, what? Like, why are you doing this? Like, what? So I'm going to show you those clips and I'm going to kind of break it down for you. But yeah, let's watch it.
As part of my anti-trafficking work, I've met victims in Russia. I've met victims in India. I've met victims that have been trafficked from Mexico, victims in New York and New Jersey and all across our country. I've been on FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see.
So I'm like not the only one who thinks it's really weird that he's going on FBI raids. Like, what would you do if you were in that situation and then like, you know, Ashton Kutcher comes out and he's like the one saving you? I'd have been like, am I being punked right now? Like, this is bizarre. Like, why is Ashton Kutcher going on FBI raids? Like, what training does he have where he has the abilities and the wisdom to go on these type of raids and protect these people in these situations? That's just bizarre to me.
I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia. And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play.
I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man.
I find this whole thing so bizarre. Like, first of all, why are you at FBI raids? Why are you there watching these videos? Like, you made the technology to do it, right? Then just let that be. That should be your job. That should be what you're good at. Making technology that apparently gets smarter and better when more people use it. That's what he says anyways. So why don't you just let it be? Why don't you just do that part? You keep creating the technology, but why are you at the FBI raids? And why are FBI people being like, hey, Ashton Kutcher, we need you to look at this video of this 2-year-old being raped? Like, what in the world is going on? So Ashton Kutcher is supposed to be this, you know, hero, this wonderful, intelligent, full of wisdom type of guy. And that, you know, he's speaking against all these horrible crimes that are happening to people. But then he tweets something like this. How do you fire Joe Pa? Hashtag insult. Hashtag no class. As a Hawkeye fan, I find it in poor taste. You know, this was actually tweeted a long time ago. I don't know exactly when, and I really don't care. But he tweeted this. And if you don't know who Joe Pa is, let me fill you in. So Joe Paterno, also known as Joe Pa, that's the guy that Ashton Kutcher was talking about. He was involved in a Penn State child sex abuse scandal where he was actually a football coach and he worked with Jerry Sandusky. Jerry Sandusky was a horrible man. He created a nonprofit organization called The Second Mile. The Second Mile was literally targeted at young boys who are at risk, lived in really, you know, poverty type of situations. And he basically would mentor these kids, but no, he molested them, he raped them, and he was indicted with, I think, 52 different charges of child molestation from like 15 years he was doing this. And Joe Paterno knew all about it. Joe Paterno, the guy that Ashton Kutcher said, oh, you're in bad taste, this is bad taste, no class, for firing this guy who knew about all these child sexual like abuse claims. He knew about it. I don't know if he was involved, but he definitely knew about it, and that is why he was fired. And I believe that he had some type of like conviction or something like that, but he ended up dead. Anyways, long story short, this is the man that, you know, Ashton Kutcher is just standing up for in that tweet. And it's just like, dude, do you ever think Ashton Kutcher has zero discernment when it comes to practically anything that's reality. You know, people were abused and sexually, mistreated and raped, molested, and you're saying, oh, it was so horrible of you guys to fire this person. Like, just stop. He is living in La La Land just like every single one of these other celebrities. They're not somebody that you should look to help find a solution to human trafficking. They are part of the problem. He is around all these people in Hollywood that he can actually make a huge difference with, who are involved in these issues, and he's trying to say that he's against it, but he knows exactly who these people are. Ashton Kutcher even wrote this the other day on his Twitter. I haven't spoken with Ellen and can only speak from my own experience. She and her team have only treated me and my team with respect and kindness. She never pandered to celebrity, which I always saw as a refreshing honesty. When things aren't right, she handles it and fixes. The lack of discernment in this tweet is just so unreal. Like, Ashton Kutcher, first of all, no one asked you. Second, stop sticking up for someone who it has nothing to do with celebrities. It has to do with the way she's treated her staff. She's been mean. She's been sexually misconduct. There's racism involved. And you're trying to make this about you somehow, which you shouldn't. You have no discernment when it comes to making tweets. I don't even understand why he writes something like this, acting like anybody cares. I think that Ellen being mean to her staff is like the least of her problems. We all know the type of person she is. We know who she's involved with. We know what she does. We know that she was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. We know that she's involved with sex trafficking, and she's like an MK Ultra handler or something. Maybe Ashton Kutcher's. Maybe that's why he's writing this. Who knows? But all I do know is that this is the least of your problems, dude. And you say you care about all these kids, but you're involved with all these people who clearly don't. So I didn't really want to make the video too long, so I'm going to cut it off here. Ashton Kutcher is clearly a controlled opposition. He says he's against something, but he's clearly helping others get away with it. This is very rampant in Hollywood, and he's not saying names. He's not bringing up anybody who's really part of it. So I just don't believe a word this man says. He's sticking by Ellen, and it's clear he is a controlled opposition. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off. Thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day. God bless you guys.